Hi, BookTube. It's October, so there is a lot going on this month. There's Inktober, which is an art challenge. There's a bunch of writing challenges that span off of Inktober. And there's readathons. There's a lot going on. On top of that, I'm also moving by the end of this month. Despite all the busyness, because I'm doing Inktober, I'm trying to write a book, I'm doing 2 readathons. And despite everything I have going on, moving, Inktober, trying to plan out a book for NaNoWriMo, trying to write another short series, which I need to make a video about and talk about and upload on my art and writing channel. But regardless, with all that going on, I'm still going to try to do 2 readathons. And on top of the 2 readathons, I also want to read a couple of other books and try to finish them by the end of this month. So, please excuse the headset. My phone, the cat knocked over my phone. So, the screen is destroyed and it's out of commission. So 2 bookathons, as well as a pile of books I want to get through by the end of this month. Some of them I want to get through because I'm considering donating them. I'm going to be donating a pile of books before I move, so I don't have to bring them with me. I'm trying to get rid of some clothes and whatnot. Whatever I can get rid of so I don't have to move it, basically. So I'm trying to downsize. Even though my dream is to have a huge book collection. Walls of books. Walls. I want a library. But I can't right now. I live in a tiny apartment and I'm going to a tinier apartment. It's really tragic. Not being dramatic. But, yeah, so I'm moving. I'm doing Inktober. I'm doing NaNoWriMo prepping. I'm trying to finish another series so I can schedule that to be released for the rest of this year. It's a lot of work, and I want to participate in 2 bookathons. 2 readathons. The first readathon that I'm going to participate in is Spookathon, which happens between October 15th, so 2 days from now, October 15th until October 21st. So I'll list all the information in the description, who's hosting and whatnot. So there's 5 challenges, and there's also a group read. I'm probably not going to do the group read because I'm trying not to buy books. So I'm just going to try and do the challenges with what I have. So challenge number 1 is to read a thriller. So I don't know if this book counts, but according to Goodreads and Amazon, it does. I am going to read An Evil Eye by Jason Goodwin. So this is one I brought this month. I was at the dollar store and couldn't resist because they had a huge shelf of books, like so many books. So I picked this up. It's technically number 4th in the series, but I feel like it seems like they're all standalone. It's about an investigator. And this one, he's going to Istanbul in 1839. So he's going to solve some mystery, some case. I don't know. I don't really know. I haven't spoiled myself, so we'll see how this goes. This is not a genre I typically read. Mystery, suspense, thriller. It's not my genre. I read fiction, romance, basically. So I'll also read some history and some like nonfiction, some memoirs. But this is not my typical genre. I'm going to give it a try, see how it goes, then decide if I want to keep it or not. I like the setting, so we'll see. So the second challenge is to read a book with purple on the cover. So for this, I am choosing Shades of Grey by Jessica James. It's historical fiction, as well as I believe it's a romance. It takes place during the Civil War in the United States. And that's all I know. So I have it as an ebook, and I will be reading that from my book with purple on the cover. The third challenge is to read a book not set in our time period. So I am going to read Athenais. I think that's how you say it. I'm not sure. By Lisa Hilton. What is this? It's set in France during the reign of Louis 14th. So it's a historical fiction novel, which I love. I literally just chose it because it's not set in our time period, and I've had this on my shelf for a while to read. So I need to get through it, basically. I probably will end up keeping this one. I said I wanted to try and read a lot so I can downsize my collection. But unless this turns out like horrible, I'm probably going to end up keeping this one just because I like this time period. I like historical fiction, historical romances. That's kind of my go-to genre. So we'll see how this goes. I plan to read this. The fourth challenge is to read a book with a spooky word in the title. And I kind of had trouble finding one. The only one I could see is the book Wicked and Wonderful by Valerie King. I have this as an ebook. It's a romance. It's a historical romance, and that's pretty much all I know about it. I don't remember the plot, so it'll be fun to jump into. But again, it's a genre I love, so it shouldn't be a problem. The fifth challenge is an easy one. It's to read a book with pictures. So for that, I'm choosing the graphic novel Monstress Volume 2. So I read Volume 1, loved it, picked this up, somehow forgot it on my bookshelf. So I'm going to read this. And I remembered I had this because Volume 3 is out now. So I may end up picking that one up after I read this and read both of them for this challenge for the week. So this is honestly such, look at the artwork. It's gorgeous. The story is engaging. Like, it's a good series so far, and I'm excited to get onto Volume 2. So that's my TBR for Spookathon. But I'm also going to participate in Witchathon. So I have a TBR for that. Rather than make another whole video, I'm just going to shove it all into one October TBR pile. So Witchathon takes place October 24th to October 31st. And likewise, they also have a group read, which I am probably, again, not going to participate in. I don't want to buy another book, and I don't have that much time, I guess. I'm going to be busy, especially near the end of the month. But like Spookathon, Witchathon has its own challenges. I'll put all the information for this in the description box as well. So challenge number 1 is to read a book that will make you happy. For that, I don't know if this book is going to make me happy, but it's the genre that I like. So it's historical fiction / historical romance. The cover is very bright and vibrant, and it reminds me of fall, so I decided that makes me happy, so let's go with The Darling Strumpet. So it's about Nell Gwyn, who was an actual historical figure. She was a woman, she was an actress, and she was the mistress of the King Charles. So it's a fictional telling of her life. This is not a time period I normally read, but I picked this up. I forgot where. I've had this on my shelf for a while too, so it's about time I read this. But it's historical fiction, it's romance, it's a genre I like, so I should be happy reading this, and we'll see. Second challenge is to read by candlelight. So I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to read for this yet. The challenge that says light a candle for your ancestors and read by candlelight. This is a time for honoring our kin, so maybe I will try to read something related to my ancestry. But there's another challenge. The fifth challenge is to read a book in honor of your ancestors featuring your ethnic heritage. So maybe I'll just double up on challenge number 5. I'm Italian Irish, so that should be easy. I have a handful of Highlander. I'm also a bit Scottish. I have a handful of Highlander romances I can read for that if I need to. But I'll determine what the book for challenge number 2 is later on. I'm probably going to double up on challenge number 5, to be honest, and call it the book for challenge number 2. Challenge number 3. Challenge number 3 is, again, to read a spooky or thriller novel. So, again, this is a genre I don't typically read. So, I'm kind of at a loss there. But according to Goodreads and the internet, a book I have on my Kindle, my Amazon account qualifies for this. It's Hotep by Jerry Dubs. So it's set in ancient Egypt. It's apparently #1 in a series. Trying to get the summary up because I forgot it, but I think it might be time traveling as well. An set in ancient Egypt, Egyptian architect stumbles into an unfinished tomb and passes through a time portal into ancient Egypt. So yeah. So apparently this is historical fiction, a thriller, time travel, science fiction. I don't know. It said it qualified for a thriller, and I don't typically read this genre, so that's what I'm going to go with. Just to get that off my TBR pile and out of my books, I have a lot of books I need to get through. I should not be buying anything. So let's try to finish some things up. And there's sunlight on me. Just ignore that. Challenge number 4. The veil between worlds is thinnest. Read a book that has paranormal elements. And I decided, I have no idea, because what I wrote down on my sticky is a book I already read. So, oh my god, I forgot I was trying to save that. I literally finished it like 2 days ago. The book I was going to read is an erotica called Gin of Lust by Jill Sterling. I had book 1 on my Kindle, but I was going to pick up book 2 and 3, but I can't find it online. And to be honest, after getting to the ending of book 1, I kind of don't care. The way it ended is just like, I don't care, to be honest. So anyways, now I have to find a new book with paranormal elements. So, give me a second. Let me look at what I have. Paranormal elements. I think this is a vampire story, so this might count. See, I have some Highlander. I think we might just go with Moonshade, which I opened, but I didn't technically start. So, this is the one that I was going to read. It's not good. Some weird stuff on here. Okay, so I'm probably going to go with Moonshade by S.J. West, which I have book 1, but when I gather, it's like a erotic contemporary romance series. It's short, so I'm probably going to try and read the whole series and count that for the challenge. Oh man, alright, that's a vampire story, so that counts. That's paranormal. We'll go with that. Moonshade. Let's do that. Thumbs up correctly. Oh man, alright. So that was challenge number 4. And challenge number 5, like I said, is to read a book that honors your ancestors and your ethnic heritage. So I have a bunch of romances that are set in Ireland or Scotland, some Highlander romances. So my choice for this is either going to be Ian's Rose by Suzan. Can't read that. Suzan Tisdale. It's either going to be that one or it's going to be The Highlander's Iron Will by Amy Jarceki. I think that's how you pronounce it. So I probably will end up reading both of them because there's a cat in front of me. I'm probably going to read both of them because, like I said, I'm probably going to use one of them for challenge number 2. I also have a couple other romances. There's some set in the United States. I mean, my heritage is mainly Irish and Italian with some Scottish and French in there. But I'm American, so maybe I can get away with reading some Western romances. I have a couple of those, or some set in the United States, but we'll see. I think I'm going to go with the 2 Highlander. Yeah, I think they're both Highlander. The 2 Highlander romances. So challenge number 6 is to do a buddy read. And challenge number 7 is to read the group book. And like I said earlier, I'm probably not going to do group reads because I'm not going to buy new books. And I don't really have anyone to buddy read with, and I didn't look, so I feel like that would require me to also buy a new book. So I'm just going to skip those two. I'm doing a relaxed one, right? So that's my Witchathon TBR. And since this is my TBR for all of October, let me get to some of the other books that I want to read or have already read. Because it's now October 13th. So I should have made this like a week ago. Oh, what happened? I missed one of my books. You know what? I take it back. For the Witchathon, my TBR for book number 2, because I need to read this, is Witch Please. This is the book for challenge number 2. I pulled this out and I forgot, and it's literally right in front of me. So I picked this up when I went to Pagan Pride. So I need to read this. It's a memoir of this woman's journey from Catholicism to Wicca. So, and I mean, I'm not a Wiccan, but I got to meet her and she signed the book for me. Like, I love getting books signed. So I'm going to read it and see what it's like. I mean, so that's going to be for challenge number 2 of the Witchathon. Alright, so that's my Witchathon TBR and my Spookathon TBR. Now let's get to the other books of October that I wish to read. So I have Dreaming in Hindi, which I started reading and then I put it in my car, so I may not finish it by the end of the month, but I want to try and make some progress. It's in there just in case I have downtime so I can read. So far, I'm really enjoying it. She has a way of writing where she tells a narrative, a story. It's about a woman who travels to India and learns Hindi. She has a way of telling the story, a narrative, but also mix in information like she did some research about how to learn a language and what the experts say. So she puts some of that information throughout the story, and it makes it like engaging, and I'm really into not just the story, but also the facts, like information about language learning. So it's actually a really good book. It's also a story of her life in India. She was there when 9/11 happened. So she talks a little bit about that. That's the part I'm at. So I'm at about page 100. So far it's engaging. I may take that out of my car. Normally I just read on my phone, but like I said, my phone is not around right now. It's tragic. Cat knocked it over. You. Yeah, it was you. So the cat knocked it over and I'm without a phone. So I threw a book in there for downtime. But I'm probably going to end up taking that out and keeping it with me. You know, I read paperbacks and also hardcovers, physical books, and I also read on my phone. And as much as the phone is really convenient, there's still something about holding a physical book in your hands and just feeling the weight of the book, flipping the pages, smelling the book. Just, you can feel when you're halfway through. Because you're holding it, you feel like, oh, the side's heavy. And this, like, there's something about reading a physical book that's just so nice to me that I prefer them over ebooks. But at the same time, I read ebooks too, so it doesn't really matter. That's another cat back there who just jumped. And it's a dog barking. My life is controlled by animals. Another book I'm trying to finish is a book in Spanish. Because I'm trying to learn some Spanish. So speaking of language learning, trying to learn some Spanish, trying to read. I should be more attentive with writing down vocab, but I'm lazy. So the book I'm trying to read is El Beso del Vizconde by Margaret Moore. It's a historical romance, so it should be easy. So it's about a woman who runs away because she works as a seamstress at a company, and her boss's husband, I can't remember, but he sexually assaults her or tries to. So she steals some clothes and runs away, and she bumps into this guy, this whatever, I can't pronounce that word. She bumps into this guy that has money. She's poor, he has money. He's from a wealthy family. And she pretends to be someone else, a lady of high society. So they end up talking and, of course, falling in love and bonding over spiders. So that's where it's going, basically. While continuing with Spanish, I finished reading La Reina de la Laguna. Oh, I have that one. So I finished reading La Reina de la Laguna. So this is for children. I forgot what age it is. It's not high schoolers. It's before then. Elementary school, I think. It's a library book. I got it from Better World Books. So it's not a bad story. It's just, my thing is I don't really read YA anymore, so I don't really read books made for elementary school students. So it's not a bad story at all. It's probably good for Spanish practice. There's 2 more books in the series, and I'm debating if I should get them or not. Another book that I've already finished is Shorecliff, and I'm going to go on a little rant. So I picked this up for $1, so maybe I can't rant, but I'm going to. The story takes place at a vacation home in Maine. We have this pretty well-off family. All these cousins and aunts and uncles are getting together for a big family vacation. There are a lot of characters in this, and according to the description of the book, the summary, there's apparently a shocking secret that gets revealed. Only when you get to the part with the shocking secret, it's not really shocking, especially because the beginning of the book sets it up for a different kind of secret to be revealed, something that would be shocking. I don't want to give it away, but I finished this in like 2 days because it was easy. It was a quick read. And then when I finally got to the big secret, I just was like, I kind of close to the end. I'm just going to power through it. So I kind of skipped over some parts. So I didn't really enjoy it, and it's getting donated. So, yeah. But I read that already. It was on my TBR, because this was one I wasn't sure if I would keep or not. Not keeping it. And I already read it, so goodbye. I really just can't, recommend it either. The main setting was nice, but that's all it had going for it. Okay, just a couple more books. I am also in the middle of reading A Daughter's Inheritance by Tracy Peterson. I started it a while ago, but then because it's easy to forget what I'm reading on my Nook or my Amazon account, I forgot about it. So I'm now trying to actively finish it because I'm pretty far enough along that I should be able to finish it by this month. And it's not a bad story. It's about a young girl. Her grandfather dies. Her father and mother already passed away. But because she's the only living child of her father, when her grandfather dies, she inherits 1/3 of the inheritance, while her 2 uncles get the other 2/3. And one uncle's like, that's how it is. The other is like, nope, I'm going to take that from her. She's a woman. She can't be in charge of money. And meanwhile, our main character is falling in love with a poor boy. So one of the conditions for the inheritance, for all of them, is that all the families have to go spend a summer together in their summer home on an island. And that's where our main character loves to hang out, and that's where she used to play with this young boy around her age. And now she's falling in love with him. And, she's from high society. She can't be doing that. But it's alright. She's going to get her money, and she's going to overcome it. We already know that. So it's not a bad book. I'm enjoying it. So finally, there are 2 more books I want to finish reading. One is a nonfiction. It's Temple of the Cosmos. So it's about the religion of ancient Egypt. Gives some history of ancient Egypt. I've already read through it years ago, kind of, mostly. I'm going back now and I'm annotating it, highlighting and writing in it and all that. I'm also trying to finish up the Aeneid. I think that's how you pronounce it. I somehow lost or misplaced this book. I have a physical copy, which I'm annotating and writing in as well. I'm almost done with it. And then I put it aside to read the Odyssey because there was a group read on YouTube for that. And now I lost the book. So I'm going to find it. I have to pack anyway, so I better find it. I'm not buying a new book and rewriting all my notes. But I'm going to find it and then read that by the end of October. So there you have it. That's my long TBR. And I will be participating in Spookathon from the 15th to the 21st, as well as Witchathon from the 24th to the 31st. I'm looking forward. Spookathon starts in a couple days, so I'm excited for that. And I'm excited to get some serious reading done in October. Then I can relax in November, like once I move and once I settle down. It's apparently my anniversary, too, with my boyfriend this month. Apparently it is. I'm the one that remembers that. And normally we would go do something like a day trip somewhere. You know, nothing expensive, nothing fancy. But now we're waiting to November, so, oh man, October. This is a busy month.